They're too precious, your African dream. Sabi Bellas, Mzansi from a suburb to a cast the show for us. Precious, your African dream. Sabi Bellas from corner to corner around the world. Come and join us.
First class or third class, up a boreka, Sunni, the advice getter, no pressure.
Diabolisa Mawetu, Ubukele keeping it real, and that was DJ Juice. Let me welcome everybody in the audience today. You guys good? Yeah. Namhlanje, we are paying tribute to the women of South Africa, and we're going to be talking to Patricia de Lille, Natalie Becker, as well as a young student, with Jessica Jafta. Before let's take a look at exactly what our lineup has in store for us today. Keeping it real. We're paying tribute to women who have made a difference to the community. Our guests are Good Up FM DJ Natalie Becker, a 17-year-old schoolgirl Jessica Jafta, and the leader of the Independent Democrats Patricia de Lille. We are talking about powerful women in this country, beautiful women, women who are successful. And our first guest, his name is Natalie Becker. Now, I know all Cape Townians know her, and I know the rest of South Africa knows her, because she's on Good Up FM, she's been on Top Billing, she's done just about everything that an entertainer has done. Before I say too much, Natalie Becker, please join me on stage. Natalie Becker. Are you good?
I'm good.
Mwah.
How are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
Oh, what a lovely warm introduction. Thank you.
Oh, it's so exciting to finally meet you.
Good to meet you, Precious.
Just as we were upstairs, people were like, yeah, Natalie, Natalie, Natalie. I'm like, she's Natalie Becker. She's not just Natalie. We're not on first name basis. So now just tell us, how did you get to where you are today?
I guess through a series of choices. And through really, I wouldn't say hit and miss, but I would say through making choices to do things, to be true to myself, taking some risks, I guess, you know, not being conventional. My background is very different from what I do now.
All right.
I studied economics and industrial psychology at UCT.
You're kidding?
Indeed.
Industrial psychology.
That's a heavy-duty psychology.
And now you're an entertainer.
Indeed, but when I was at UCT, the bug bit when I joined UCT Radio, and I had a show for a couple of months, and so I worked in finance for about 2 years, and then just realized that I wasn't being true to myself, I wasn't being creative.
Yeah.
And I also got to a point in my life where I realized that I needed to make myself happy.
Okay.
And not, you know, try and fit into what society I thought wanted of me.
Or what is a proper job.
Correct. You know, according to the values of maybe your parents who want the best for you or society. And I learned to create the life that I wanted, which was scary for a long time. But then when things started happening and you realize that you actually can create exactly the life that you want, you become more confident and you start to have more faith. And then you think, what on earth was I doing before?
All right. Now, Natalie, with today's show, we're saying thank you to everybody that came before us, to all the women that came before us, to make sure that today we have the opportunities that we have. If you would just go back and thank somebody, a woman in your life, that has done a lot to put you together to be the woman that you are today, what would you say to her?
Basically, you know, one learns so much from the people that inspire you in your life, whether it's a positive or negative experience.
Yeah.
And there are many challenges. For example, with one's mother, there might not always be you know, a lot of great experiences. There might be a lot of challenging experiences, a lot of conflict, but you learn so much from that. And it really, the good and the bad experiences that you have with women in your life or people in your life are, you can't judge any of them as good or bad. They're all just experiences that make you who you are. So to all the women who played a role in my life, there are some that I don't know, that I look up to and admire. There are some that have played a vital role in my life. My grandmother, my mother, my cousins, who have just through their being and the quality of their being inspired me, or my interaction with them. Just want to say a huge thank you for, you know, playing a role in my life and inspiring me, challenging me, molding me, and also sometimes loving me imperfectly so that I could go out and forge my own way and forge my own identity.
This is the first time I hear that, loving you imperfectly. What exactly does that mean?
You know, it means sometimes we think that we'll only be okay one day if we have the perfect family. I guess you get to define yourself more because you have to fight more for yourself, and you learn lots of valuable life lessons and characteristics, as I said, such as tolerance and acceptance.
Yes.
And you learn to love people for who they are, not to judge, you know, to love and accept them, and also to let go, to realize that you can't control life. The only person that you can control and grow is yourself. The challenges that it presents you actually helps to grow and forge you as a person.
What do you see in the future for women in South Africa? I mean, with regard to gender equality, in the workplace or even at home, what vision would you like to see in the future?
I think it's important for women to realize their power.
Sorry, what do you define as being power, or a woman that has power?
I would say somebody who lives life on her terms.
Yes.
Who doesn't necessarily conform, who defines success on her terms, where she's able to create a life that serves her and her values, and define success by having a life where you have the elements that are important to you and your values, not necessarily society.
Yes.
So as opposed to making a living, it is having a life. And women are, I think, now more than any time before, should explore not only their intellect, but their creativity, their sensuality, and embrace all the parts that make us who we are.
Yeah. Every aspect of life.
Every aspect of life, and also every aspect of who we are. So what I'd like to see more of in the future are women believing in themselves more. Also being a little bit more fearless. Also, I think when you work on your own self-esteem as a woman, and you work on yourself, on building yourself up, you're less susceptible to being dominated by a male figure. You know, whether it's your boss or whether it's a partner or a husband. So your decisions have got more clarity, because when you see yourself as more of an equal, you'll be treated as more of an equal. And women will get into less abusive situations, relationships, will not settle for less, getting paid less than their male counterparts at work anymore. So that's really what I'd like to see, is more women defining their own version of success for themselves, and continuing to forge ahead, but not necessarily sacrificing who they are in terms of their femininity.
That's exactly where I also was wanting you to get to.
Yes.
How do you become powerful and strong and show that confidence without losing your femininity? But we'll talk about that when you come back in the third segment. Right. That was Natalie Becker, Precious Coffee, and you are watching Keeping It Real. Please stay tuned. All my guests are back on stage. God, we are joined by one new guest, Patricia. Now, Patricia Dillon is known by everybody up in South Africa because, of course, she is the one powerful woman at Parliament. Patricia Osuka, we independent Democrats. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you
good?
For having me.
All right, Patricia, we've been talking about a whole lot of things today. And the one thing that I'm carrying on from speaking to Natalie is that how do you remain a female with your feminine ways and doing your nails and just enjoying the luxuries of being a female while still having a very strong role in the country?
Well, in terms of my political life, is that like anything else in life, you know, it's a game, you know, and you play by the rules.
But now, how are you able to still be a female and be feminine in your ways, but still have an assertive voice?
I think what Patricia said about balance is essential.
Yeah.
I think it's also about defining what you think it means to be a woman, because there are preconceived notions out there of if you're a woman, you must be that, that, and that.
Yeah.
So I think what is important is for you to assess and reassess your values, what it means for you to be a woman, and for me, and to define and to let that be the definition that that you project, you know, that there's authenticity there, that you live and speak your truth. So if for a woman it means that you are powerful at work and you're strong there, you're nurturing and a caregiver with your family, and every Thursday afternoon you sneak in a manicure, or, you know, or you switch your cell phone off and go to the spa on a Saturday, whatever that is,
But
it's
that's a whole lot
important.
of multitasking.
But it's, you know, that's where the balance and the time management comes in, because there are so many preconceived notions and stereotypes of what it means to be female.
Yes.
But women are inherently strong.
Yes.
We are warriors. We really are. We carry the warrior and the goddess nature at the same time.
Yeah.
Mythologically, historically. you know, if you look back in history, powerful women.
Yeah.
And now as well. So those are women who said, well, this was expected of me, but this is who I am and what I want to be. So they have said, not where do I fit into the world, but world, this is who I am, and I'm going to make my mark.
Take
and
it or
that
leave
is,
it.
there we go.